What's happening, boxing fans? It is Dr. Bring It. Guess what? 2 days from now, Nonito Donaire, and I say Donaire just because that's how it's pronounced in Filipino language. I know a lot of people say Donaire, but I say Donaire. But for the sake of argument, I'm just going to call him Nonito. Okay, so Nonito is going to be fighting the monster from Japan, and his last name is Inoue. That's probably pronounced wrong too, but for the sake of argument, I'm going to call him Inoue, all right? So these two are at a very interesting point of their careers. Inoue, being 26 years old, the monster, tactician, knockout artist. He's crisp. He's got awesome jabs. He's got a granite chin. I think he's got a really good ability to keep distance. So he knows how to hop back very, very quickly and deliver a good combination. I consider Inoue to be a very effective jabber and body puncher. This guy is just like truly living up to his name, the monster, for a very, very big reason. His mechanics are very, very good. He knows how to use his body when he punches. If you watch his jabs, he really moves in and he really steps into it. Boom, boom, boom. Like he just steps into it, a fully committed. He's a relatively grounded fighter. A lot of people will consider that flat-footed. However, he knows how to use distance control. So when he's timing his opponent, he knows how to back up and deliver a counter to the body. He loves that left hook to the body. Watch a lot of his fights. He finishes his combinations. He usually does a jab, right hook, and then left to the body. That's how he usually finishes his combinations, which is really not good news for any of his opponents. But he's truly a body puncher. Now, what does that mean for Nonito? Let's talk about Nonito for a second here. Nonito, what is he known for? He's known for his athleticism. The guy is very athletic, just a natural athlete. And I think that's what had brought him into the success that he was at. Because he's just a very naturally gifted and athletic fighter. You add like one of the best looking left hooks in the business, then you have Nonito being very, very deadly. Plus, he's just a naturally tall fighter, and especially fighting at bantamweight, he's like literally walking through a lot of his opponents. So he actually graduated and crept up into the 120s. But now being at like 118, fighting Stephen Young, I don't know if you guys watched that fight, but he ended Stephen Young with a vicious, vicious left hook that sent him down and knocked him out before he even hit the canvas. Now, is that going to be effective against Inoue? I don't know. When I look at the two fighters, obviously sentimentally, okay, let's just put it out there. I'm Filipino. I want to see the Filipino Flash win, okay? But I don't want to be accused of being biased or anything like that, because the way that I approach fights, despite of me wanting one fighter to win, I keep asking myself the simple question: who is the more skilled fighter? Is it Inoue or is it Nonito? Who has more experience? I would have to say Nonito has more experience. He's older, he's 10 years older. He's been around for a longer time. He has more professional fights. So I would have to give the experience to Nonito, which would mean that he has to be able to last the 12 rounds. I'm going to say that the probability that he's going to get knocked out is probably very low. Is it possible? Absolutely. Inoue is a monster. I mean, obviously, he's a knockout specialist, right? So, if there's anyone that's going to be able to knock out Nonito, it's going to be Inoue, all right? But I'm just going to have to say that probability, it's not likely that he's going to be able to knock out Nonito. Okay, with that said, back to the fundamental question, who is the more skilled fighter? Like I said, is Nonito known to be a jabber? Not really. I think he uses his jab not necessarily to win points, but really to set up the left hook because he's got, again, like the most beautiful left hook in boxing, in my opinion. And that's after seeing like Canelo fold up Kovalev with a left hook also. But Nonito he's up there too. His left hook is just unreal. Okay, but will that be enough to beat Inoue? I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's talk about Inoue's his arsenal again. He's got this penetrating left jab. He's got a crazy combination, 1, 2, 3 combination. His jab, his right hook or right cross, and then a dig to the body. Left hook, powerful left hook to the body. I've seen him also finish with a left uppercut, right uppercut. He's got really every single shot in his arsenal. Now, this is what he's going to be bringing into the ring against Nonito. What does Nonito have? Nonito has an okay jab. It's not really that authoritative. So let's just talk about jab for jab. Nonito's jab versus Inoue's jab. Inoue's jab, he's there to hurt you. He's there to penetrate and punch through and jab right through his target. Nonito, he's using that kind of just as a setup. So I'm going to have to chalk up the jab. Who has the better jab? I think Inoue has a better jab. Let's go to body punching. Body punching, I'm going to have to give it to Inoue also because Inoue, he really has the body punch in his arsenal and he uses that as part of his just routine repertoire. Nonito is not really, I don't consider him necessarily a body puncher. Left hook. Now, Nonito, I'm going to have to say that he's been throwing that left hook, that beautiful left hook, more and longer in his career than Inoue. However, I heard rumors that that Inoue was taught his left hook by Manny Pacquiao. Whether that's true or not, let me know. Type it in and let me know what you guys think about that. If you've heard the same thing, but Inoue's left hook is also a force to be reckoned with as well. Now, I'm going to have to chalk up the battle of the left hooks and give it to Nonito because we've seen it time and time again where he's knocked people out or really severely hurt people with it. So I'm going to have to give it to Nonito. So the question is, who is going to be more effective and who's likely to land their left hook against each other? I'm going to have to say that Inoue is probably going to get the left hook to connect before Nonito connects. Why is that? It's because I think Inoue has more of an arsenal. He's going to be pushing relentlessly the jab. He's going to be going to the body and establishing body shots early on in the fight. So I think Nonito is going to have more of the challenge to figure out Inoue, if he even does figure him out. One thing that really concerns me about Nonito's game is that way back in 2013, he fought this really humble fighter, Rigando. Okay? Now, I'm sure Nonito is going to cringe whenever he thinks of Rigando, but this is when Nonito was really at the top of his game, I think, but it was really the start of his decline as well. I was very disappointed in that fight because Nonito was not able to overcome Rigondeaux's jab. He was not creative enough to be able to move out of the way and hit some counters. Rigondeaux is a very textbook, really non-flashy fighter, but he's super fast, very crisp, and he had a really good jab that night, and Nonito wasn't able to overcome that. That really, really bothered me. After that, I was just so disappointed whenever I heard, look, Nonito, because like at that point of his career, a lot of people were talking about, oh man, Filipino fighters, Nonito, Pacquiao, like we were like, Filipinos were like, woo, like another Filipino. And then Rigondeaux happened. So I was very, very disappointed. And I know at that point of his time, like Nonito was saying like he really undertrained because I believe he might have had like a kid on the way and stuff. So he had a lot of things going on in life that he might have not prepared. But even though he didn't prepare, his experience should have allowed him to still overcome Rigondeaux's jab. But he wasn't able to do that. So now we're at this point of his career. 6 years later, I mean, yes, he looked really good at, with his last fight, okay? But 6 years later from Rigondeaux, he's now going to be facing Inoue. Crisp, powerful, combination punching, knows how to keep distance. Inoue is really a force to be reckoned with. And I honestly have to say, yes, Nonito might have more experience, but skill-wise and arsenal-wise, I think Inoue brings more of a skill set to the ring. So based on that fundamental approach on who's going to win or who's likely to win, I can't help but say that it's most likely going to be Inoue. Again, putting Filipino and nationality aside, as much as I want to see Nonito win and hold that belt up, okay, to say that he overcame the monster, I'm going to have to say that the monster has more skills. So now the question is Nonito's experience going to overcome a fighter who's younger, faster, and maybe hungrier? That's questionable because I can't question Nonito's hunger right now, okay? He definitely proved himself in the last fight, okay? So he's really coming off of a really strong win, which is definitely going to help him with that confidence. But as soon as Inoue, it's not a question of if, it's when Inoue digs Nonito to the body and connects him with like relentless jabbing, that I don't think Nonito's going to be able to, his head movement he's not really a head movement kind of a fighter. He's not like that. He's never been. So to say that he's going to all of a sudden become like a head movement kind of a fighter? Like it's not likely. Like, you know, to teach an old dog new tricks, that's very, very tough. Now, does Nonito have that kind of discipline? Maybe, maybe. But usually, being creatures of habit, usually we just, especially when we're undergoing some pressure, and you know, and we're in a situation where we're desperate, we usually fall back to our old ways. So what is Nonito's old ways? All I can think of is that time when he was facing Rigando. So we might see just a systematic dismantling of Nonito this in the next couple of days. I hate to say it. I don't see it actually turning out to be anything more than that. I really don't. This is actually, it seems like to be like this is an easy prediction. Again, is it possible that Nonito might like test, Inoue's chin? Absolutely. He has the power to do it, but it's not likely. It's not likely. Are you guys okay with that assessment here? I know fellow Filipinos and countrymen, like I know that your frustration is there, like with Nonito also. We want Nonito to thrive and see like our own, like, you know, the Filipino pride, like it would be awesome. But Nonito has a huge task, a mountainous and monstrous task ahead of him in the next couple of days. He is the underdog in my eyes. I don't even know what the odds are. I don't even follow any of that stuff. I don't listen to that kind of stuff. I just look at just the two fighters, what they bring into the ring, and how I see it. That's why I'm surprisingly accurate in my predictions, because I don't listen to the noise. I just watch the fighters, I look at the quality of their boxing, and I try to see all of these things and say, okay, he's got a good jab. Oh, okay, he goes to the body. He has that in his arsenal. Great. Oh, he can last 12 rounds. He's got good stamina. Oh, okay, he's got a good chin. Like, I look at all of these things, and unfortunately for Nonito, I see Inoue just inching him out in every single category. I'm not saying that Nonito doesn't have a chance, because absolutely, this is professional boxing, man. Nonito has the power, obviously, to fold up the best of fighters out there. Absolutely. But we're talking about probability. Who's most likely going to win in this fight? And me personally, Dr. Bring It, based on my assessment, it's Inoue. It is. I hope Nonito wins. That would be freaking awesome, because the underdog would be the winner. That would be an awesome moment. And it would be great for the Filipino people. It would be great for an unbelievable real comeback for Nonito. And it would be so awesome to see him retire, you know, with this belt, knowing that he chopped down the monster. So let me know what you guys think. I know I kind of rambled on, but I really, this fight really is a really special fight and a special moment for the boxing world. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys think I'm unhinged or like really being unreasonable here. But it would be nice to hear what you guys, you know, have to say about this whole matchup as well. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. Share this out to other boxing enthusiasts out there. And that's it. Talk to you soon.